So we're just going to chat today about the 3 things that are blocking you from accessing your psychic abilities. You're like, Riley, I really want to access my psychic abilities, but I feel like I'm not getting the channel through. There are 3 things, 3 reasons, pieces that block you from accessing your channel. Number 1 is fear. You have fear. Now, there's a lot of different fears that you could have. Fear of judgment, fear of humiliation. But primarily the biggest one is fear of judgment, of what others are going to think when you step into that. So that's the biggest one you need to work through, okay? You could have other ones like fear of the dark, fear of like psychic fears, like fear of seeing ghosts or fear of accessing things that you don't understand. Because sometimes fear is just lack of information and understanding and knowledge. That's why I created this channel, so you guys can learn all about psychic abilities and you don't feel fear. You can shift through the fear, okay? Fear is also connected to a 3D consciousness. Now, I'm not going to go too much information into this because it gets quite in depth, but there are levels of consciousness, levels of quantum, 3D, 4D, 5D. And fear keeps you linked into the 3D paradigm, okay? Which is a fear collective consciousness, okay? So if you're buying in to the fear collective consciousness, you're going to realize that it's very connected to like who you're surrounded to, what job you may have, safety, security. It keeps you in a survival state, okay? And when you look at David Hawkins' level of consciousness scale, fear is a survival state, okay? So when you're able to shift out of the fear is when you can access deeper psychic abilities and deeper channel, all right? Reason number 2 is ego, okay? Ego is there to protect us. It's also a survival mechanism, but it's also there and it helps us against like the fear of humiliation or feeling different, right? So if the ego is coming up, it's coming up to protect you. All of these ones come up to protect you, right? But ego is definitely a piece that blocks your ability to connect. And also shifting the egotistical piece, because when you shift into, when you have pieces of enlightenment, I'm not saying I'm like the most enlightened person, right? Like I'm human, but there is a layer of shredding the ego that you may move through during a spiritual journey, because you understand that ego is just one layer and enlightenment and peace is quite a higher frequency when it comes to ego. So like the fear and ego, like you can circle those and you like keep wondering why you're not able to like maybe ascend or shift into higher frequencies, because like they're very linked together. Like fear and ego sit very closely together. So you may find that you're like in a loop of shifting that. Number 3 is actually reason. So you feel like if you're a high intellect and you're like, you have to like have the statistical analysis of this thing happening, and the reason behind it, it may be a blockage to you accessing the enlightenment. So like pieces for that I recommend is really just like A/B test, right? When I became psychic, I tested with clients. I tested the predictions. I found, okay, I'm getting predictions. I'm predicting things, right? I also was getting clarification with past loved ones, right? With clients. So I understood the channel because I was getting verifications on the other side. So like it was a way for me to understand and not have to reason through all of the pieces of it. So that can definitely be a really big block to accessing deeper psychic abilities, because there's a really big trust piece. like having psychic abilities is like your biggest ability to trust yourself, because it is messages that come through. So that's really the third piece on what blocks you from accessing psychic abilities. There may be other pieces, but those are probably the three biggest pieces that I've noticed in myself, my own journey, and my clients navigating through those pieces. Is there anything else I wanted to say around psychic blocks? Also, like your environment, like all of those pieces, fear, ego, like they all come out because of your environment. When your environment that shows you it's okay to be yourself, it's okay to be a little bit quirky, it's okay to step into this realm or this way of life, right? It's because the environment's inviting you. So your environment will dictate everything for you. It will dictate fear. It will dictate all of those pieces for you. Is there anything else that I wanted to share around the blocks of being psychic? Yeah, you're guided into this because like you have a really unique blueprint. You have a really, really unique blueprint. So it's important that you journey this unique blueprint. And seek counsel, seek your guides, seek mentors that can support you that have navigated those similar things. Yeah. 3 reasons, 3 pieces that will block your ability to channel, access your ability. The other piece I would say is just like generally being in survival, right? Like sometimes you're not meant to learn, like it's like psychic abilities, God, or anything you believe in, they're not here to save you, right? They're here to as a conduit for co-creation. And so it's like if you are like, I literally am in a bit of a survival mode, like do just focus on that. Like if you're like, it shouldn't be out of a needy place. Like really, it's like anything, anxious, secure, or avoidant attachment, right? Creating a really good relationship with your beliefs, with, you know, because I speak on to spirituality, with spirituality is important. Because if you're like, I need the answers to help my business or life or career, it's not going to be conduit and beneficial for you, right? The calmer state you're in, the less stress you're in, the easier you're going to channel. But once you know how to channel, you're able to channel under pressure or under maybe more stressful times. The way I accessed psychic abilities was I went through a period of I had to pull back out of stress, access the inner voice, access the piece of guidance. And now, as I had moved into busier times, I was able to channel under pressure. I was able to channel more under maybe less, when I had less energy, I was still able to channel because I still knew the technique. So those are the 3 pieces for you: fear, ego, and reason, for you that may be blocking you to access your channel. If you want to learn a channel, you know where I am. Links down below if you're interested in diving deeper. Okay.